Airdrop? No, it's an air flop. Brad Garlinghouse is excited. What is he excited about? Well, obvious Xrp price action, which we'll talk about, and 2 ETFs launch, which have drummed up some enthusiasm. Hoskinson says Cardano's network was attacked. Stocks, gold, BTC all go up on rate cuts, and
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
And today we don't need Mr. Garrison's help, but we are going to get a help from an old channel fave. Now, before we get into the massive amount of green on the screen and why Brad Garlinghouse is so excited, well, you know the deal. You were the viewer, you matter most, and I share your comments at the beginning of every video. Bumblebee Tuna says, let's go, Klaus. F those guys for talking shit. Klaus for crypto president. Crypto, let's go. That's right. What happened to the XRP $750 by the 22nd? The buyback, remember the $10,000 buyback? What about XRP backed by gold? What about the Russian stock market being run on XRP? All bullshit lies. That's right. People called me out for telling the truth. No from Nampa says, Klaus, keeping it real in Los Estados Unidos. Well, thank you, kind sir. I greatly appreciate it. Now we got this tweet from David XRP line. Breaking ISO 20022 shuts off the fiat system forever. You would be wrong, sir, because I used my debit card earlier, and that's the fiat system, you hopium pumper. So we don't need Mr. Garrison. We need...
Are you retarded?
Ah, yes, the retard alert. Bitcoin 88,777. Do you notice how BTC isn't rebounding as much? Same with ETH. We're seeing the alt make more of a move on this. ETH 2960, XRP at 224. HBAR under 15 cents. XLM right now at 25.6. Volumes at 164 billion. We're starting to see some excitement. We're going to wait to see if there's inflows or outflows. Now we got an airdrop, or shall I say air flop, for real. Who the fuck does not think that when they drop these tokens, it's not going to poop? Monad's $105 million airdrop underwhelms speculators as the token price debut. Oh my gosh. So they had this thing, a pre-sale. And they're like, oh, if you do the pre-sale, you're going to be eligible for an airdrop. And then when the airdrop released, dude, there was like no juice in the price. This was pathetic. Monad completed its long-awaited airdrop of Mon tokens on Monday, giving recipients access to millions of dollars worth of crypto. Earlier this month, the much-hyped competitor to ETH and Sol saw around 76,000 wallets claim Mon for free. At the time, Monad said 3.33 billion Mon tokens were claimed by the network users. With Mon recently changing hands around 3 cents, the airdrop was collectively valued at 105 million. Within Monad's official Discord server, though, some onlookers expressed shock that Mon was changing hands at the same price as previous token sales. Oh my God, the people that got in early didn't get jack shit? Crypto screwing people over? No way. Including an offering conducted on a platform that Coinbase recently introduced. Around 85,000 people participated in the offering, which saw 269 million in commitments. But guess what, everyone? They were shocked, saying they expected a bit more. Yeah, welcome to the hopium world of crypto, where everyone out there is like, oh, this token's going to go to the moon. This is going to go to the moon. Ooh, I bet you people were saying the MOT token's going to go to the moon. Let's just go on Twitter real quick, and we're going to type in Mon airdrop, and I bet you people are going to say melting faces. So here we go, MON airdrop, and let's see what it says. Whoa. Whoa, yes. Pathetic, everyone. Freaking pathetic. U.S. stocks, gold, and BTC all rise as rate cut hopes drive the risk of appetite. That's right. If rates go down, means we can take more risk. U.S. equities stocks open the shortened Thanksgiving week strongly, extending Friday's rebound as policymakers stoked optimism for a December interest rate cut. And the idea that if we don't get it in December, we'll get it in January. The NASDAQ surged over 2.5%. The S&P 500 went up 1.4%, and the Dow was up 0.5%. Federal officials Christopher Wallen and John Williams both indicated that easing may be possible next month, lifting bets on a December rate cut. CME FedWatch currently prices in at a 79% chance that we're going to get a quarter rate. Delayed U.S. economic this week, including September's retail sales, producer prices, and November consumer confidence, will all shape expectations. Trade discussions also remain in focus with the U.S. and Estados. No, that's the EU, the European Union. See what I did there? Holding their first talk since July. Oh my gosh. But why did the Monet airdrop fail to shock people? Because fucking what airdrop does shit. Hoskinson says Cardano's chain split was a deliberate attack, not a bug. And he says the Cardano system is infrastructure, like a power grid. And we should go after people that with power grids. Cardano's not a power grid, you tool. It's not even close to that. Who the hell uses Cardano? Like, come on, be real here. I get people like do speculative action on ADA, but who the fuck really is using Cardano? A malformed transaction that triggered a chain split on the Cardano network might not have just been a bug. On Monday, November 24th, oh, that's today, girlfriend, Cardano founder Charles the Boob Liar Hoskinson called CNN an intentional exploit by a known individual inside the ecosystem. Ooh, scary. Hoskinson claimed that the malformed transaction triggered a temporary fork was the work of a former stake pool operator. He says the person used knowledge from Cardano's testnet days to craft a transaction. It was a target attack. Premedicated, Charles said. It probably took several hours how to figure out how to do it. Well, then, Jesus, I guess Cardano's chain isn't that strong if it took someone several hours to freak it the out. So if you disrupt an electric grid, or internet, or you do a cyber attack on, that's a severe crime. And so is this public infrastructure that's in more than 100 countries with millions of users around the world, and people's livelihoods are connected. No one's livelihood is connected. Cardano, Hotchkiss, you are such a tool. From when you maliciously attack a network thinking it's going to be fun to damage my reputation, the collateral damage is every single user of Cardano. By the way, Charles involved the FBI. Throwing it out there. He somehow thinks that Cardano is protected as utility grids. No. XRP jumps 8% as Franklin Templeton and Grayscale's ETFs begin trading with some decent volume, might I add. On Monday, the Franklin Templeton XRP ETF, ticker symbol XRP unit, not G, that's a Z, providing investors with access to the cryptocurrency. No. It should provide, if you want to get the cryptocurrency, just buy the native token. Its trading debut coincides with launch Grayscale's XRP. Ooh, XRPZ offers investors a convenient and regulated way to access a digital asset that plays a foundational role in global settlement infrastructure. But wait a minute, you're still not buying XRP. Now, Brad Garlinghouse is excited. Why? I wonder where this XRP comes from. That's going to be in these ETFs. Probably from Ripple, and he's probably going to sell it over the counter at a steep discount. Brad retweets two things. Grayscale's GXRP going and Franklin Templeton's XRPZ going. Oh my God, Brad. Brad only telling us the good and not the bad. Now, I'll be honest with you, XRP is seeing a move. It's pretty good, but we did stop that move right at a high of 227. It's still early in the move right now at 224. Volume is up 63% to 6.4 billion. Look at the overall crypto market. Volume is up 38%. So obviously way more price action tied into XRP. Zooming out on the 15-minute, shit. Where we were like, I don't know, a week and a half ago. So, I mean, I guess this is cool. We're up, but we're still in the friend zone. I mean, 225 isn't high enough for y'all to be like, oh, I'm selling, I'm getting a Lambo. Don't get a Lambo, go for a Porsche. Just trust me on that. Oh, and it's not low enough where people are like, sub $2 XRP, I'm adding to my bags. No one wants to add to their bags right now because guess what? We just saw that you could get XRP sub $2 very easily. And in fact, if we go to the one-day chart, there's plenty of opportunities to get sub $2 XRP. You just got to be patient. Now, what are we noticing? This big candlestick right here is one of the biggest we've seen XRP print in the last several months, which is good. Markets are kind of opening up. They're thawing, which is a very juicy thing. But the problem we got is that if we don't get the rate cuts from Jerome Powell and the Fed, we might be dealing with a little what? Pumperoni and dumperoni. A little bit of let's puff things up and then let's simmer things on out. And remember, the monad airdrop. Oh my gosh, isn't this nuts? Monad. And oh my gosh, I forgot too. ISO was going to shut off the fiat system forever. The truth about November's 2022 ISO begins and the fiat system reaches its end. Sorry, girlfriend, that ain't true. We're all using our debit cards, and guess what? The traditional fiat system with a little bit of ACH action is how you're going to be getting your paycheck. So you could tell this fucking... Well, I almost said a really bad word here. It rhymes with rag, and it starts with F. And if you say sag, but put a F in it, you know what I'm saying. What a douchebag. It wasn't bag, it was a different one. But bro, you're not a believer. XRP backed by gold. $10,000 buyout by the federal government. The Federal Reserve is going to use XRP. Yeah, those are all lies, just like the whole XRP ISO narrative. Oh, I'm sorry, I get to say I told you so. Not you, but you over there. Why? Because you were smart and realized the whole ISO thing was a lie. But you over there, you're still believing the Kool-Aid. Just like you think the Russian stock market's going to be run on XRPL. All the gold money in the world is going to run on XRP. Shut the fuck up with that stuff already. Now the market is thawing. We're starting to see more pushes to the upside. A little bit of ETF launch and a little bit of optimism that Jerome Powell may give us the big quarter rate cut, right, ladies? When he comes in saying he's got this, but shows up with this, you get to laugh at him and go, you've got a tiny weenus. Speaking of tiny weenuses, all the people that brought up that ISO hype. Viagra doesn't help something that's small. It just keeps something small up for longer. So choo-choo what? Choo-choo, I told you so. Choo-choo, some days I get to be an a-hole. Why? $10,000 buyback, baby. XRP, November 22nd. We're going to reach $750 and ISO is killing the fiat system. No, it's not. Because I'm going to go use the fiat system and do a little shopping on Black Friday. So the fiat system is still working. Douchebags. Thanks for watching. You're the real deal. You see through the BS. Choo-choo, what will you know the deal? Lemon peel. Hold on, where's my sign at? Where's it at? I cleaned my desk. Here it is. Choo-choo, what? I'll help out. Oh, now you see what's going on. Choo-choo, bitches.